Hello everybody, welcome to part 2. We're in here in the greenhouse. It's getting a little bit full. We're having to make some more room. If you didn't see it on part 1, we was pruning squash and zucchini and trying to give it room to breathe and keep moving up and growing up. Instead of growing out, we're actually growing up. However, with the tomatoes, we're going to do just the opposite. Instead of growing up, we're going to grow out. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about with that. If you'll look at my poor tomatoes, now this one right here is not getting much sunlight. It's got shade in here, so it's a little bit what they call leggy, where the branches are real thin on it. But if you'll notice, I mean, it's all the way up to the ceiling. And that's the Big Daddy tomato. Then over here with my cherry tomatoes, or the Sweet 100 tomatoes, I mean, and the Roma tomatoes, they're up there touching the ceiling too. So we're gonna clean these up some. Let's start out right here with this Big Daddy tomato. We don't have a lot of room in here, so I'm having a hard time moving around. Oh, and by the way, down in the comments, tell me what kind of tomatoes you grow. I done told you I've got the Big Daddy, Super 100, and Roma tomatoes. What kind of tomatoes are you growing at your house? Just let me know down in the comments. All right, so what we're gonna do, I do what's called a 12 branch system with my tomato plants. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start up here from the very top. Let me show you. Well, we'll start right here. This is the main stem. If you'll look, we got a big sucker right here. So we're not gonna count that. We're gonna start way up here at the very top. We're not gonna count this, but we're gonna count down from there. So we got 1, 2, here's number 3. This is number 4, 5, number 6, here's 7, 8, 9, 10, number 11, and then lastly number 12. So everything south of this one we're going to cut off. So we're going to snip off that one right there. I don't even know if you can see that. We're going to clip that off. We're going to keep going down. We're going to cut that one off and that one off. And now then, we need to go in here and get rid of any suckers that we got growing. So right here, well, if I can get this leaf out of the way. So right here we got a sucker. Let's clip that one off. There we go. Moving on up. They're pretty good. Look at this big old sucker right here. The suckers, anytime there's a split, the sucker will grow right here in the middle of them. So we'll come there and clip that thing off. Now this one right here, it's a huge sucker. I let it get way too big. Right here is the main thing. See how it's even pushing it down? So this thing here is just really in the way. So we're just going to cut that whole thing off. All right, now then we got something that we can work with here. So let me back up where I can show you what we're going to do now. All right, y'all, I'm going to get some of these little tomato clips and they'll just go around the vine and clip on there. And I use these little pulleys right here, like you see, well, like you see right here, that allows them to grow up to, and we'll just connect that around it like that and then put it around the vine. I threw that way over there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start letting this come down. You see how I'm letting this plant drop? I'm gonna go ahead and get up here and I'm gonna tie it off up here. I'm gonna let it drop down some more. We'll tighten that up just a little bit. All right. Now this right here is what we call drop and lean, where it's actually running from the bucket and it comes here and has a big curve and then starts going up. So now then we've increased our room up to the top by a long ways, and I can actually reach here to the flowers now, and I can give them a good shape and get them to self-pollinate themselves. While earlier it was a hard stretch to be able to get in there and get to it. So this is how we're going to do the rest of our tomatoes over here. I'm going to pull you way back here where you can watch me from a distance and watch this whole system work. Get me a few tomato clips. All right, like I said, I'll count in a minute because this thing is so tall, I can't even really get up there to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop this down some. Oh yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, that thing was getting really tall. I'm gonna get me a tomato clip and I'm gonna clip up here toward the top of the plant. And right off the bat, I'm finding sucker right there. I'm gonna cut it off. Here's a sucker right here. One right there. We'll keep following down the line here. One right there. All right, so we're gonna do the same count on this. We're gonna start up here at the very top. We're never gonna count this one. The very top of it, we'll count that right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So everything right here down, we're gonna clip off. All right, and see that allows air to be able to travel through here and get through a lot better. And now we can shake them and let them self-pollinate. I can actually take this thing and slide it over this way some more. I might have to get up on a step here. There we go. Now I'm just gonna kind of slide this over a little bit. Like so. Now I'm gonna go ahead and while I'm up here, I'm gonna go ahead and let this one down. Go ahead and get me a clip. Whew, this is getting. This one is getting quite large. All right. All right, go ahead and do some. Cut some of these suckers out. Well, this right here is a huge sucker right here. Give that a little shake while I'm up here. Oh, there's a sucker. See, we're wanting to grow tomatoes, not leaves. So that's why we're getting rid of all these suckers. They just take up nutrition and they're not doing us any good as far as growing our plants. So we just need to clean all this out. My goodness, this right here is a huge sucker. Look how big that thing is. All right, so up here and do some more looking. Yeah, this one I'm holding on to right here. It's a sucker. Get rid of that one. Some right here, I just pull them off. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, let's count these things down here. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So everything south there. Of course, we ain't gonna ever cut off any tomatoes. We're just gonna cut off our leaves. And we got tomato plants trying to grow up out of the bottom here. Ooh, here's a whole nother plant almost. Look at that thing. Now see, that has some leaves on it, but we don't want all this. Look how much that's using just to have just a flower or two on it right there. So now our plant can, let me take these off real quick. So now we can get a little bit of airflow going through here, and we can reach our plant, and we can self-pollinate them leaves by just giving it a good shake. So man, we're doing great now. Well, that's all there was to it. You don't know how much I appreciate you watching this. I hope you learned something. I'm sorry the quarters is so tight that I can't really get in here and show you real good. I need a good cameraman, but I just have to work with what I've got. But thank you for joining me. As always, I love you and God loves you. And say hey to your mom and them for me. Goodbye.